Good afternoon, everybody. It is Friday, March 31st, and it is March blog time. For today's discussion, I am choosing to look at state aid calculations, specifically with regards to capital outlay. So without further ado, let's jump into it. What I have chosen to do for purposes of our illustration is look at just a handful of districts from a not-so-random sampling. I have chosen, in addition to El Dorado, USD 490, 4 other districts in the state of Kansas, and there was some kind of strategy to this that I'll go over here shortly. But on your screen now is their quick stats. Chosen, or how they were chosen, I guess, was very simply I was looking for somebody who was at 0 with regards to state aid, somewhere around the quarter, half, and 3/4 mark, and then of course the black and red here, so as to show you a comparison. So let's look at those districts. They are listed up here at the top. Let's go ahead and wrap in some geography if we can here. I'll go to the map and show you. Here is Hugoton in the southwest corner of the state, near the Oklahoma border. Up here is Quinter, right along I-70. Of course, you all know the location here. This is Oskaloosa. Sits just, I believe, north of Lawrence, and then Galena in the very, very southeast corner of the state. So those are our 4 chosen from our not-so-random sampling. With regards to the sources that I have used, first and foremost is from the KSDE website. 14-15 was the school year, as we're still in block grants, so I wanted to keep everything consistent with the school year. So the 14-15 data was utilized with regards to the assessed valuations as well as the FTE. And then with regards to the actual data for state aid percentages, this was again provided by the State Department. I am using the 16-17 Form 292, but again, everything else stays consistent, as basically we've been locked in for 2 years now with the block grants. So let's go back to our quick stats and take a look. And basically what I have listed for you is the 14-15 FTE across row 4, followed by the 14-15 assessed valuation. Again, assessed valuation is a compilation of all of the local property wealth that we can add up within that school district boundary. And then a very simple calculation, but also a very powerful one that we use in a number of different situations, AVPP, also known as assessed valuation per pupil. So very simply takes the assessed valuation and divides it by the number of physical heads in the district. Comes up with that calculation that we then use for a number of different things. As you can see, with regards to our districts, I've tried to give you a diversity, everything from a small 1A to a large 4A and some in between. And just like you could expect, the AVPP obviously changes significantly as well. We are 87, kind of puts us at the high end, but nowhere even close to Hugoton at 150. Then what I have done is something that I've called the aided AVPP. This is not a calculation that exists necessarily anywhere else, but it is for this illustration to show you the vast disparities that exist. The whole idea behind state aid is very simply equity, allowing kids to have equal opportunities regardless of where they live. So what I did is took the state aid percentage for these respective districts and simply multiplied it times its AVPP above. In theory, if equity were the same, these numbers would be at or near similar values. However, as you can see, even when Hugoton gets no additional weighting and El Dorado gets its 11%, even by bringing up these other 2 at their respectively higher values, we are still nowhere in the same realm or at or near the equity that we so choose to believe that we think we're trying to get. So this is again a quick illustration. There is 286 school districts across a very large, vast, and diverse state. So I don't want to lead that this is the all-end-all illustration to show, but this is at least one illustration to highlight what I believe is still a formula that needs some revamping. I do appreciate the time you've taken to watch this presentation today. As always, I would invite you into this office for any additional questions, discussions, or otherwise relative to this information or anything else. And again, thanks for watching.